This is part 2 of how I made a plane in Blender. You can go and check out the first part if you want to know how I made the basic shape of it and most of the design. Here we are making the windows out of modifiers because I used some extrusion and some I don't remember the name of this, but it's like, you know, when you use a body to just dig a hole into another body. So that's how I made the windows. It's completely not the right method, but I wasn't watching tutorials at this time and I didn't had anyone to tell me that was completely wrong. So it's the same for the door. The mesh is completely messed up. Now I will tell you, if you're starting 3D, you can just use the basic mesh dots to make all the side things like windows, doors, and etc. For example, here I'm using a projection and other modifiers that are very complex, but I could have also just moved the points on the global shape and just delete the face out of them, like that. I have a lot cleaner mesh. I used that for a pickup that I made, but I have like 2 or 3 months in advance for my videos. So right here, what you're seeing, I made that like 2 or 3 months ago, and the pickup is really nice and it starts to look like kinda nice 3D, but you will not see that before a long moment, so you can subscribe and check out my channel later if you want to see it. Right now we will animate this plane. Thanks to a huge community on Discord and Instagram, I will check out which one is it, because thanks to them I could just finish this plane, because I wasn't able to animate the rear wing because of a mesh problem. I didn't apply the modifiers and the scale, and that caused me to completely ruin my wing while moving it. The community is Artistic Polygon, go check out his Instagram and all his followers, on also his WhatsApp community or Awesome. They helped me and completely saved this project that took me over 2 months. The front windows are finished. At least it looks like a bit of front window, but I had a little bit of problems with that one. As you can see, it was quite difficult to make this work, and it's as well because I didn't make a correct method to make the windows. So always remember, when you need to dig a hole for a window in something, use his tab edition mode. If it's the right one, use the edition mode and not a second body, because it's way too complex and it doesn't work as intended. If you want to make yourself a real Blender artist, I don't know, because I am not, but I think the true method is to learn by yourself. Tutorials are great, but after a level, like, you need to understand what you're doing. I never used tutorials. I start to use a little bit of them on really difficult subjects and topics, but before I never used that, because I think that if you start Blender and follow tutorials from the beginning, you might not be able to understand all the little mechanics in that 3D software. So you need to be aware of what you're doing, and if you're watching tutorials, watch this 10-20 times, but understand what you're doing. For example, yesterday I made planets using just a shading mode. Like, I used a sphere and I used just shading to make whole planets. You will see that in some weeks, and that turned out to be really beautiful, but I didn't understood what I made that, so I spent like 2 or 3 hours to make new planets by myself to just realize, okay, that's how we make that, and that's how it's supposed to work. Little outro, so thank you for watching and enjoy the final result. Have a nice day.